Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my podcast, Dejah Brew. I'm your host, Dejah Olson. And if you're coming from the last video, then we're just gonna keep talking about my story times of the jobs that I've had. The first episode has construction and the YMCA swim instructor and Tommy's Express car wash. And this one is gonna have 3 different ones. So grab another coffee, grab another tea, fun drink, beverage, whatever you'd like, and let's get into it. Okay, so after I worked at Tommy's, I worked there for like 9 months. And for me, that's a long time. And so that was pretty cool, but I had to go to Minnesota for another 2 months to my dad's. So that really is inconvenient with working. So I had to quit my job, unfortunately. But I don't know, it's weird. Like, to me, having an end date sometimes of when I'm gonna leave my job makes me like motivated to keep working and not just like get bored of my job and want to quit. I'm like, well, I only have until May, so I'm gonna, work really hard and, keep working. So I had to quit. Well, I could have went back in August when I got back, but I don't know. I think the time had come, and from Tommy's, like how I said, the cleaning sucked. Closing and cleaning every night was really terrible, but my skin is kind of sensitive. I'm just prone to I have eczema, not all over. I just get teeny random little spots sometimes, but I got it really bad from all the chemicals that we would use there. I don't remember where it was at. Maybe on my hands, I think, like just on the back of my hands a little bit, but eczema sucks. It's like a rash and it's so painful because you want to itch it so bad, but if you itch it, it's gonna just be terrible, so you can't. So anyway, I don't know. I even had to go to the dermatologist for that, and I'm like, okay, I think our time at Tommy's is done. Then, I started a second job along with Tommy's. That was just a little seasonal one that I could do before I went to Minnesota. And that is Cobb Valley Greenhouses. I'm actually wearing their shirt right now. This thing is so cute. They have the cutest logo of anything I've ever seen, ever. So this job, this one is so fun. I've actually been coming back there, and now I'm working my 3rd season there because they're only open for like 3-4 months at a time. And yeah, I'm working there right now. I actually worked there today, but this all started, 3 years ago. So a girl I worked with at Tommy's that was one of the managers, or like the lead, she worked seasonally at Cobb Valley as a manager too, and then she told me about it, and I was like, that sounds so fun. Like, can I work there? And she's like, yes, you should. Like, I'll send you the application right now, like a link to it. I'm like, okay. And then she was the manager, so she interviewed me, and it was basically a talk about like my availability, and we were just really close, so she helped me get that job, and I loved it. It just made me fall in love with plants and flowers, and just the fact that they're alive and they're so pretty, and it sucks. Okay, well, I gotta talk about downsides and the good parts. In the beginning of the season, when you set up, it's still kind of chilly. It's like April, and some days are really cold, which really sucks because it's an outdoor job. So you're prone to the weather. Like, if it's cold, you're gonna be cold. If it's rainy, you're gonna get very wet. All those things. But if it's a nice, warm day, it is so enjoyable because there's really no dress code. Not really. You just have to wear your apron, at least. So you just wear shorts and a tank top and get a tan. But it sucks when you're working there for 8 hours and it's just super hot and the sun's blazing down on you, and no matter how much sunscreen you put on, you still get burnt. But I love the sun. I can't complain. It is what it is. So those are just some of the downsides, but it has so many good parts. Oh, I love it. Because once you get all set up and then the temperature starts just staying steadily warm, then it's just so fun to work at. And sometimes there's not a lot to do, but most of the times there's always something to do. Because when people buy plants, they take them out of like a flat that they're on, and then you can consolidate those flats and like moving them down, putting them in empty spots, and that is just, I don't know, it's fun. It's like busy work, but I find it really fun. And also, I don't know, deadheading the petunias, stuff like that. It's just random little, like, I don't know, gardener terms that I have learned, and I learned so much about plants. Like now I have a lot of different plants, and I do pretty decent at taking care of them. So, it's taught me something, and every year I'm just like, I can't wait to have a garden and flower beds, and I want to do all this. And I learned all about shade plants and full sun plants, and yeah, it just taught me a lot. And throughout the season we get 40% off of plants, which is so nice. I would buy, like, my mom and my grandma cute little like succulent arrangements for Mother's Day, and I would get 40% off, which is really nice because they're expensive but worth it because they're so cute. And then you get like a 25% off like ceramics because we have such pretty like pots to put plants in, and just like cute outdoor ceramic decorations. So cute. I bought a gecko last year and he's adorable. And yeah, we just have such cool plants. We have water plants. Today I got to make the water plant display. You know what water plants are? They're like these beautiful little, I don't know. I haven't even seen them with flowers, but yeah, I think they're just so cool and beautiful, even without flowers. But they just sit on top of the water and they float around the water, and they have roots that go down that get the nutrients from the water, and people use them for ponds, like koi fish ponds, and that is so wholesome and so cute. I just love that. And yeah, I got to do it today, and I was so honored because the last couple of years, I don't work there every day, so I usually work there along with another job, and I would always come back to work the next day, and then they would be done with the water display plant, the water plants display. But I got to do it today, and that was so fun. So, I don't know, and there's air plants. Yeah, water plants and air plants. Like air plants, you just mist them, I don't know, once a week, and then they just grow without water or soil. And it's so, well, just a little bit of water, but no soil. Like, they're just so cool. And yeah, I got to see so many pretty flowers, and they have my favorite ones. They have hibiscus trees and Asiatic lilies. Those are my favorites. They're so gorgeous. And at the end of the season, that's the best part. We get to take home flowers. Like, we don't get to take home the ceramics or pottery because that's something they can sell again next year, but they're not gonna keep, their plants alive a whole nother year to sell next year. They're just gonna do the process that they always do of making new plants in the new year to sell them. So we get to take home as many plants as we can fit in our vehicles, and that is so fun. And I just got so many for myself, just to have, like, I got so many succulents, and they're expensive. Our plants are not cheap, but we focus solely on plants. So, I don't know, we keep them very nice, very beautiful, where other places, that's like just a side thing that they sell, so they don't like focus solely on taking care of them, making them look pretty. So I got to take home so many different plants. I remember, I mostly took home succulents because they're awesome. You just water them once a week, and they're so pretty. And I took home those, and I took home as many perennials as I can. Because if you don't know, a perennial blooms every year when you plant it, and an annual only blooms once a year, just for 1 year. So I would take home as many perennials as I can, and then I planted them all around my mom's house. I got a bunch of rose bushes for her, so they'll come back every year, and they're pink, and they're so pretty, and I don't know, I planted a bunch of the ones that I had, the plants that I had, like, last year, but I also gave a ton away, because, I don't know, I know a lot of people who like plants too, so I was like, you guys want free succulents? You want some free plants? And then they're like, of course. So that's really nice, be able to like give them to friends and family, which is really cool. And yeah, it's just such a fun job, and I love it. I'm usually cashier, but even that's fun because I like talking to people, and it's mainly like middle-aged women that are just plant ladies, and they're awesome, very cool. And I don't know, it's usually just such great vibes. And when you check people out, we don't have like a full register. I mean, we have like a cash drawer where you put all the bills and all the coins, but instead of having a big computer with a system on it, we just have tablets. You just have a tablet, and it has little pictures of each of the things that we sell, and then you just do like for, at, and the picture of what it is. And it's so cool and so convenient, and it's just really nice. Okay, enough about Cobb Valley. Next job, Casey's. But being honest, I don't really like talking about this one. I kind of just like to forget about this time in my life. I'm trying not to bash on it too hard. Like, it wasn't terrible. I just really thought I wanted to work there, and I don't even know why. Like, I started to drive, obviously, when I was 16. I got my license, and I would always go to Casey's gas station. Even though now I realize the gas is really expensive. Or just more expensive than, like, a Walmart, which is where I usually try to go to now. But I just thought it was really cool, and they have Casey's rewards, and every purchase that you make, you get points, and then you can get free stuff with your points. And I was like, that's so cool. And the gas stations, there are so many of them, and they're all so nice inside, and I'm like, I should try to work here. Because mind you, I had to quit Tommy's in May so I could go to my dad's in the summer, and I came back in August, and I was like, well, should get a job, start in college, should work somewhere. And the position they offered me, because I got accepted for an interview, and it was 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. Yeah. That sucked. What I realized from that, what I learned from that, is that I don't like any form of night shift at all. And maybe you won't consider that night shift, but I definitely did, because you had to wake up at about 2:30, meaning you have to go to bed like, what was it, 8? That's to get 6 hours. I don't know. Like, you have to go to bed so early, and I really don't like that, especially when the sun is out until like 9. It's so hard trying to go to bed before that time. Like, it just doesn't feel natural to go to bed when the sun's out, and I love the sun. I love being outside, so the fact that I needed to go to bed just to be rested for my job, I don't know. That kind of sucked, but I was like, no, it's gonna be a good job, you know, I like it, it's gonna be fine. But what I would do is, I was in charge of, I was only 16. I think I was still 16. I don't know, 16 or 17. But you had to be 18 to like make the pizzas and the hot food. So I wasn't able to do those, which is fine because that's way busier. But I would make like the cold prepackaged food, like the sub sandwiches and the salads and like the croissant sandwiches and wraps. And that was pretty fun. I mean, I just knew what I was doing. It's very repetitive, and I would just listen to music, and vibe behind my counter, and the people there that work there, they're pretty nice. I don't know, we all just got along pretty good. But the hours just sucked so bad. And yeah, I don't know. Nothing was like too bad about the job. It was just those hours were just really annoying. And they would put me on register sometimes, but I wasn't old enough to sell cigarettes or alcohol. And that is what at least half of the people come in to buy. Or, nicotine, a Juul, any of the things behind the counter. Or lottery tickets. I couldn't sell any of those. And like, how do people want to get that? So if they came to my register, I'd have to grab someone else. And they all usually like go out for smoke breaks. So I'd feel so bad because I got a customer waiting right here to buy cigarettes and I just can't check them out. So that just wasn't very fun. And I remember, I don't know, I was like, I'm in college, I'm just starting college, I'm just gonna like lower my schedule. So I was working 3 to 9. I started like 5 days a week, and then I hated the schedule. So I switched it to just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, working 3 to 9 a.m. And then I went to college. I had a class Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that was a lot. But at least I didn't work, too many hours, only like 18 hours. So it was just okay. But by the time like New Year's came around, I was just like, yeah, I've had enough. Like, it's time to move on. And halfway through me working there, I think I was there for like 6 months. But halfway through that, I switched my schedule to 6 to 12 a.m. I don't know. Then at least I could wake up at like 5:30, and that was a lot nicer. But then I was used to getting off at 9 and literally having like an entire day just to do whatever. But then 12 is still early, but compared to 9, it felt kind of late, But that's okay. It's over. It's done. It's in the past. But after that one, I moved on to Goodwill. Yeah. I work there now still. I got that job when I was, 17. Yep. And I started beginning of January when I was 17, and it's a year and 4 months later, and we're in May of the following year, and I'm still there, and Goodwill is really awesome. I really love my job there. They're in Caw Valley. I'm at both those jobs right now, and they're so fun. But something that I love about Goodwill is that you work with a lot of people that are special needs, and they're really fun to work with. I don't know. They all have, like, everyone has their own personality, but people with special needs, they just have even more, I don't know, even different, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. I love all their personalities, and they're just all so unique, and I don't know, we're all a very close-knit team, which is really nice. And I work with this guy, and he's just so sweet, and I like tell him to do a task. I'm like, hey, can you please, tie the shoes? It's like just a little extra thing we have to do. We tie up the shoes that we're not gonna sell. And he's like, yep, I got it. Thank you. And I'm like, no, thank you. I don't know. He's just so sweet. But it's just really, really interesting. Just like, I don't know, a great experience working with people that are special needs, because it makes you realize, like, what are their jobs? Do they allow people with special needs to work? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, the 4 jobs I had before that, or 3, whatever, no one that has special needs works there. And then I realized that Goodwill is, like, one of the only places that's well known that hires people like that. And I think that's just so special. Like, that's just so wholesome and so cute. And I don't know, they're not bad at their jobs at all. Like, usually, well, I know how to do everything in the store, and I'm called to do all different types of things when I'm there because I was promoted to a generalist, a manager on duty. And so with that, I have to just do a ton of different things, which is fine by me. I can just switch it up. But the other people the couple that are special needs, they usually just have their one task that they do, and they're really good at their task, and that is just, it's really sweet. And most of them have been there for like 10 plus years. And that is so cool, and you can just tell that they really like their jobs. They say it a lot, and it's just so sweet to hear, and I'm so happy that I get to work with people like that. Just such a great opportunity. Just a great experience. In my mind, at least. I don't know. Just surrounding yourself with people like that, I don't know. I just feel grateful for what I have, grateful that these are the people I get to work with. It's just very fun. And I work in the back. I'm a processor, and I get to see so much interesting stuff. It's crazy because when people donate at the door to Goodwill, I get to go through all that, and we get donations from other stores if we need more stuff to go through and price and sell. So I get to see so many different donations, and they're all, well, some are good. You know, like you'll get a tub of donations and it'll be great stuff. Like, it's instantly. I mean, I've been doing this for over a year, so I can tell what's good and what's not to sell. But sometimes a whole tub will be like, wow, these are some cool things. The other day, I found a gong. Like, what? That's so interesting. And I was hitting it, and then other people, I told them about it, and then they got excited about it, and they wanted to hit it too, and then I sold it. But it was just really fun, and then that's nice when, you know, you can sell everything that someone donates, but then you get, like, a little bag of trash. Just a garbage bag, and then you open it, think it's gonna be stuff, you know, usable stuff, and then it's literally garbage, like toilet paper rolls or, like, crumpled up kids' artwork, old water bottles, like empty plastic water bottles, and that's just kind of gross. But we use gloves. You don't have to, but I've learned that it's pretty smart to, and sometimes you never know if you're gonna touch broken glass. Like, sometimes you get cut with broken glass, which sucks, but, you know, it's not a terrible injury. It's just inconvenient. So, yeah, there's really not a lot of bad things about working at Goodwill. It's just so fun. And you get 20% off of everything. So, anything I find that's cool, I can go buy it after my shift for 20% off. And it's really nice. I found some pretty cool stuff, like some UGG slippers. Like those UGG, like the pretty cool ones with the strap on the back that are my size. I found some of those. And yeah, just some other cool stuff. And I love CDs for my car. My car has a CD player, and I think it's so fun. Just if I like a bunch of songs on the CD, just putting that in, because I don't have Bluetooth in my car. I just use an FM transmitter, and the fact that I don't have to like connect my phone, I just get to press play and then skip through all the songs, listen whatever I want, and they only cost 50 cents at my work. So those are fun, and I see all the stuff that comes in, and I'm like, oh, this is such a cool CD, like, I'm gonna buy after work. Oh, I love this Taylor Swift one, or Pitbull. Oh, those are my favorite. So I'll, like, buy them after work, and yeah. What kind of sucks is that when you first start working there, you see all this cool stuff, even clothes and just things that are cool, and you're like, oh, I want that. So you buy after your shift, and then you realize that you're spending a lot of money and just accumulating a ton of crap, and then it gets to a point where it's like, at least for me, I'm like, no more. I'm like, Dejah, no, you don't need anything more. You're just gonna donate all this stuff right back again. So I've kind of stopped with that. I think it's just something that happens to a lot of people when they start working there, because that's what other people that work there have told me. But yeah, for the most part, I don't know. It's so fun. And we have a Christmas party, and we have really sweet customers that like bring us in donuts and just like treats. Just because they like Goodwill and they like us, so they'll bring us in like just treats, and that's really sweet of them. And yeah, just the fact that I see so many interesting things, like things that I would never thought existed, that I'd ever see in real life. I don't even have examples of them because I see so much stuff. But the gong, that was one example. But yeah, that's basically it about Goodwill. I graduate in a year from college, so my goal, I'm probably going to work there until I leave college because, I don't know, I don't need to leave before then. It's fun, and I got that promotion. And last summer we got a a $2 raise, and that was really cool. That was like getting another promotion up to like the next highest person, but just because they were promoting everyone. Giving everyone a raise, yeah. So, things like that, I don't know. And then we get like little Christmas bonuses, and I'm full-time, so I get benefits. Like I get paid time off, and I get a personal day every year, and I get sick days, and those are so nice. Like, this is my first full-time job, and I'm just realizing that all the hours that you work can add up to give you free days off. Yeah, like, you're like, okay, well, I have 24 hours of sick time. 24 hours of vacation. Okay, I'm just gonna take 3 days off, so I don't know, that's just so cool. And I know I'm very late to knowing all this, but I found all this out when I started full-time as soon as I started the job, so when I was 17. So I've known it for 2 years now, roughly, but it's just so cool. Like, I don't know, I just love being part of that full-time world. And Goodwill pays part of my tuition. They give me $3,000 in scholarships because, I don't know, just in tuition assistance, I guess. But that's just really nice of them, and they're a very good company to work with. So, yeah, those are all my jobs. I've also been a security guard. That was kind of cool. My mom knows a guy she works with, and he does security, and he asked her if I was interested. So I've done a couple security jobs. Just wear a little security shirt, put on a vest, search people's bags. I don't know. You just basically stand around all night making sure nothing bad happens. And that's about it. And that was nice because just a little cash under the table. But yeah, I don't know. I like working. I would be so bored if I didn't have a job, and I just love making money. It's just so nice to have, and with working for 4 years now, okay, we can count the construction, but for the most part, like working for about 4 years now, just the amount you can accumulate and save, if you just save and don't spend it, is just crazy how much it can add up. And it's just really cool, and I'm just very glad that I love my jobs, because I think that's so important. You gotta love your job. Like, I don't know, I could go make, say, $4 more working at, like, a meat processing plant or something like that, which is what my family tries to tell me to do sometimes. And I'm like, no! I'm a vegetarian, Why would I want to work at a meat plant where they kill animals? Like, no, I think it's more important to stay at a job that you really enjoy, So, yeah, that's all for this episode. It's the part 2 of all the jobs I've had, and a little story time. So, thank you so much for listening if you made it this far. I really appreciate you. You're the best. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful week. Bye!